Okay, we're gonna carry on. So apologies for that. There's some reason the signal just kept dropping in, dropping out. But I can see a few people are coming on now, and I really want to get stuck into this training because one of the criticisms I had last week, although we had an incredible live training session, it went on for 2 hours. Okay, this isn't going to go on for 2 hours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through some training tonight. I'm going to give you like a questionnaire to work through in your own time. Some of you may have done this before when you was at camp, and that's going to highlight a whole load of potential health risks and problems and issues that you could probably relatively easy sort out. And just bring up my face there, and the byproduct will be greater health, probably better energy flow, better sleep, weight loss, less cravings, all this kind of stuff. Okay, so if that sounds like something that you want, then give me a yes or a number one or whatever in the box. Okay, I'm just going to shut the door because there's a bit of noise coming from downstairs. Okay, so whilst I'm waiting for them to come in, I'll just get my get my number one. Yep, Chloe's down for a bit of that. Brilliant, Chloe. I think you've done this before, but it's always good to have a look and see how things are going as well. Rebecca's saying one. Yes. Hi Rachel, how you doing? Plenty of thumbs up. Excellent. Okay, right. So this is why we're doing this training tonight. Okay, I speak to people all the time, and they're sort of saying, I want to drop a dress size. Okay, I want to get rid of my bingo wings. I want to get, all these things that in reality are pretty superficial, because you can lose weight and still be unhealthy. You can lose weight and still have diabetes. You can still lose weight and still have all sorts of autoimmune problems because of the way that you're eating, your lifestyle, all these different kinds of things. So we need to uncouple this idea that just looking good means we're doing well, that we're all right. And this is why I've got this picture of this iceberg on the screen, because when we talk about like looking good, being fit, this is like, it really is the tip of the iceberg. And I know I'm kind of, this is all stuff that but we forget it, don't we? I suppose we're all a little bit vain or shallow, whatever. We want to look good, and we kind of think, right, if I look good, then I'll feel good and I'll be happy. And like I said, I meet people, and Paula and I coach people every week that come to us and say, I got unhappy. I put a lot of weight on and I got unhappy. And they then think that, well, if I can lose weight and if I can improve my image, then I'll be happy. But it doesn't work like that. And when we do a bit of digging, we always find that people got unhappy and then put weight on. Putting on weight was a result of not being happy and not valuing themselves, low self-esteem and all this kind of stuff. So this is why we're kind of going over this, just as a bit of a reminder. And here's the other thing that I learned quite soon into my personal training career, is that you can train to improve your image, and what you can get there is an improved image. Okay, there's very little other byproducts of benefit. Okay, in fact, you can train for image, like lots of bodybuilders and all that kind of stuff, and their back is knackered, their heart is shot to bits, they've got almost zero strength. Their sugar cravings, diabetes, all this kind of stuff is through the roof because they've trained for image. But if you flip it and you train for health or you train for performance, the byproduct is a better image, So, and actually you can get a better image in a much more effective way. But we're going to talk about that a little bit more later on. Okay, so this is what we're going to go through. Let me bring it up, okay? And I'm going to share this in a minute, okay? I want to share it probably towards the end of this training, okay? One, to keep this training short for you guys, and two, so that you're not sort of flicking through all this stuff and and you kind of lose your attention or whatever. But this is what we've got. It's from a guy called Paul Chek, who's an immense health and fitness practitioner, okay? Much more than a personal trainer. Just incredible what he knows about the human body, anatomy, biohacking, fitness, all this kind of stuff, okay? Really well respected guy. And he created this nutrition and lifestyle questionnaire, okay, which is phenomenal, okay, what it identifies. Basically, the way that it works, and it is just a simple questionnaire, is you work down through these questions and you basically, you select the option that best fits you. Now, what I'll say there, is you really can overthink the question a lot, right? So when you work through this questionnaire, print it out or write your answers down on a piece of paper or whatever. But when you work through it, I really want you to just go with your instinct, okay? And if there's an answer where you're like, well, I don't really know, just pick one, and really trust your instincts, because your instincts will be true to you, We're going to talk about the gut in a minute, and the saying gut feeling, what's your gut telling you, and that where them sayings came from is that our gut was like our second mind. When we feel nervous, we feel it in our gut, because it's a big part of what we do, and how we feel, and all this kind of stuff. And a lot of we kind of think that all the messages and signals that we have pumping around our body must come from our mind, and our mind is in control of everything else. But actually, that's not the case. There are a lot of messages that are pumped out completely automatic, or by other systems in our body that we don't control that way. And we kind of forget that. So the idea is that you work through these questions, and each answer will correspond to a score. And then towards the end, you will total up your scores for that section, and then you will basically end up with a score on the section. I'll show you this in a minute. I know this sounds a bit cryptic, but I just want you to pay attention to me and not too much on the questionnaire right now. And then from there, you can then work out your health. Okay, so you basically, like I said, you're working all the way down here. Little things like your shopping habits, whether you have frozen or canned foods, whether you have raw vegetables, if you have vegetables with meals twice a day, and you might think, well, what relevancy has this got? But there are people out there that they think potatoes is vegetables and that is it. Now, I'm not saying that's you, but we really need to look at your health. My father-in-law, no, he's not my father-in-law, my mum's husband, my stepdad, he he's like, I eat veg. He doesn't. He eats a little bit of meat and potatoes, and nothing else. He doesn't eat anything else other than that, and that's not great for your nutrients and vitamins and minerals and all that kind of stuff. So, okay, so you basically work down through. Like I said, I'm going to give you, if you've just joined this webinar, I'm going to give you a link to this questionnaire in a bit. Okay, but do use a microwave. Quaker oats, rice, white bread, pasteurized milk, all these different questions. You work down through dairy, talking about eggs, canned fish. Okay, so this is all like food stuff, McDonald's, yada yada yada. Tap water, which is a massive one. I've got to mention this because my filter machine arrived today. Instant hot water, boiling water, and triple filtered water on tap. Okay, from Virgin. It's a Virgin machine. Love it already. I've only had it like an hour. I'm absolutely just caning filtered water. Any excuse, I'm making everybody a cup of tea. Any excuse to use the boiling water thing, absolutely love it. Okay, but tap water is a massive, or should I say, a great first step when you're looking to sort out your health. Like I said, we're going to come on to it in a minute. Stress levels is another section that we're going to work through. Now, I know I posted a question this morning about, guys, I'm not getting anything here, so if you're still on and you can hear me, just let me know that you're still on and you can hear me. I asked you some questions before, and a lot of people sort of saying busy lifestyle, haven't got time for this, not sleeping very well, work gets in the way, and all this relates to stress. Okay, so in this section here, you can kind of look through and even things like worry. How does getting some thumbs up, right? Brilliant, cheers, Laura. Are you snappy? What's your sex drive like? Yada yada, all this kind of different stuff. Okay, so that's stress. With each section, then you total it all up and you get a total score. Okay, so you can track that there. Okay, next thing then, circadian rhythms. So this is like your sleep, but not just your sleep, it's your rhythms throughout the day as well. Sometimes we forget that we have rhythms throughout the day, and you might have like a mid-afternoon slump, okay, or an early evening slump or whatever, and then you're wide awake when you try and go to bed and sleep. If this is you, let me know. So we can have a look at your circadian rhythms, a couple of questions there, work out your score, put your score in the bottom, okay, and we're gradually working through the questionnaire. This next part then is about you are when you eat. So this is like not is it just like the food you eat and how you eat it, but it's when you eat. So it talks about like your regularity of meals, if you're eating carbohydrates in the morning and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so you can work through that, total up your score, put your score down the bottom there again, and then we look at digestive health. Okay, so do you have bloating, loose stools, or diarrhea? Okay, you don't have to share any of these answers. Are you constipated? Do you often burp and belch and all this kind of stuff? Okay, as I read this, I'm thinking, thank God I did not say we'd do this publicly right now. Okay, you can do it afterwards. Cravings, all this, total score, you stick it in. Okay, and then even fungus and parasites. Okay, so when was the last time you was given an anaesthetic, antibiotics, medical drugs? What is your bowel movements like? They loose, hard, foul smelling, all this kind of stuff. It is incredibly interesting, incredibly eye-opening. Oh wait, I just realised I'm not actually showing you the questionnaire. Yeah, so sorry, let me just quickly go back. So yeah, it's basically a couple of different sections. This section's on stress. You finish it, you total up the score, put it down there. Circadian health I was on about before. Total up your score, you put it in there. You are when you eat, so all the things that I was saying before, and the score goes in there. And then digestive system, so this is where I kind of got to. But you're right, Christina, it is really interesting. And you know what? You know what is really interesting? You can do this now, and then you can redo it in 2 days or 3 days. And it is amazing how you can make some small changes and make a dramatic difference to your nutrition and lifestyle score. Okay, small things, and I'm a massive believer that every one of us is only one daily habit away from the health, the fitness, the image that we want. Okay, I really truly believe that, and it's about finding that one domino that sets off a whole course of dominoes towards whatever it is you want. Okay, so this is the fungus and parasites bit. Yada yada yada. Answer all these questions. You're getting your score. Some big hitters here. Some things you can't really do a great deal about, like this question here is like, do you have mercury amalgam fillings in your mouth? All right. Now, I do. I've got a couple of fillings, as most people do. There's not a lot you can do about that, really, apart from going and having them drilled out. And but your score is your score, so you put it down. Do you get itchy ears, nose, or rectum? Like I said, you don't have to answer that on here. Put your score in there. Okay. Next one, we talk about detoxification. What your eyes are like, headaches. All these things. Are you sensitive to perfume, paints, traffic fumes, detergents, cigarette smoke? Are you incredibly sensitive to petrol when you go to the petrol station? Do you either love it or really detest it? But are you sensitive to it? Can be an indication that your body is toxic. And here's the thing: if your body is toxic, fundamentally you're not going to be able to lose weight. All right, you are going to struggle to lose weight. In fact, many of these factors are going to affect how well or how poorly you lose weight, and it's going to affect how well or how poorly you hold on to body fat. Let me just go a little bit deeper on that. So you might be thinking, well, how is toxicity? What's that got to do with body fat? I want you to always remember that not only is body fat energy, but body fat is also they're like the dustbin for our body. Okay, so if we've got toxins in our body's going to work to get all those toxins. Let me just get me back on here. It's going to work to get all our toxins away from our vital organs and out of our body. And what it does is it will put it into some of the fat cells in the body. So, and that's why they're like little dustbins. So it holds all this crap inside our fat cells. So now if you start to lose weight and you do nothing about detoxifying your body, you're basically releasing all this shit into your body. Now, who has lost weight in the past and felt fucking rotten? you know, just rotten. And after a couple of days, you're just like, oh, I just feel crap. Let me know if you have. I have, because I was quite toxic. I did a lot of work around depleted uranium. In fact, it's the anniversary today of the initial invasion into Iraq, and lots of work with heavy metals. Hey, where's my signal gone? You can bet that there's some toxicology, some poor toxicology stuff going on there. Okay, so I'm dropping in and out again. I'll stick with it. Okay, so, and then that brings you to this sheet here. Okay, now I'm going to jump back over to my presentation, because I've cut this out. So on the back of the questionnaire, you'll find this sheet. Okay, and it's got each one of the different zones that we went through. Okay, across the top here. Let me bring this sheet up, because I've orientated it the right way around. So let me. Here we go. All right, so I've orientated it the right way around. So I'm gonna get rid of me in a minute. I'm gonna get rid of me so you can read these things here. This is what I want you to do, okay? And just let me know that you're kind of following along. If you've got questions, then post the questions and we'll answer them now. Because basically, once we're done here and I've explained this, what we're going to do is I'm going to post this questionnaire in the group. So you're going to be able to download it and either print it off or work through it on the screen and write your comments down or whatever. And you're going to come up with your results, okay? And I'm going to have explained to you what you need to do, what your next steps are, okay? And but if you've got questions, I'm going to hang around on Facebook for a bit and just answer those questions as a little office hours after this session's finished, okay? So if you understand that, if you get that, then let me know. So basically, here we go. Here's the different things. So you'll come up with a score for each one of these sections. So when you've got you are what you eat, okay, you'll be down here. Let me just get rid of me. You'll be down here. So you might have something, you might have like 45. So you'll mark that there. You'll get a score for stress, you might be like 50. So you mark that here. Now, they're all slightly different scales, all right? This one's between 5 and 50. This one's between 15 and 90, 10 and 81. So, they're all different. So pay attention to what you're doing, okay? And you'll basically plot your scores all through here, okay? Right, so then we know what our scores are. Immediately, the first step then is we work from the bottom up, okay? Or when you get your sheet, it's actually it's from left to right as you look at the sheet, okay? But on this, with this table here, it's from here and working down. And what we're doing is we're looking for anything in the red, okay? And we tackle that first. All right, that's what we need to address first of all. Again, let me know if you're getting this. Yeah, always feel rotten when losing weight, nausea, headaches. Okay, good. Carol, how you doing? Welcome on board. Monica saying she's understood. Okay, so you will work through, and I know you can't really see my cursor. It doesn't really work like that. I'm going to change the software when next week. I've got some different software where you'll be able to see my cursor and I can do little doodles and stuff. But basically, you're looking for anything in the red. So you might have a red in the stress, okay? Judging by some people's answers today, there's a very good chance you're going to have reds in the stress, or certainly amber, okay? So we're looking to tackle any reds, first of all, wherever they are in this scale, okay? Once we've done that, we're then looking to tackle any ambers. And then if you've got greens, brilliant, all right? Now, like I said, some things you're just not going to be able to tackle very well. So, for example, you can't just go and rip all your teeth out that you've got fillings in, all right? You could, in an extreme case, go and get them removed and replaced with some other non-toxic filling. But, come on, it's unlikely, okay? So some scores are just going to be your scores. The key point that I want you to know is you work through the red. Once you've worked through the red, you then work through the amber. And you're going, so it's left to right in the red, anything there, sort them out, then move on to the amber, ding, 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 sort them out. And this, it reflects exactly what I'm talking about when we say that, watch this. Here's my little light thing. little switch. I know it's my little gadget in my little man cave here, but it paints a picture. People think that sorting out your health and your fitness is a switch where you can literally just hit the switch and you can, sort it out. And it doesn't work like that. It's a dial. It really is a dial that you're turning gradually and gradually and gradually. So if you look at this questionnaire now, let me bring it up again. You can see that each one of these is a turn of the dial. Yeah, each one of these is a turn of the dial. Now you might be thinking, well, that's great, but how do I sort that out? And I'm going to share this picture with you as well. Okay, so you can kind of, Rebecca, have you got me now? You can kind of look, because let's have a look. Let's say we're going to work from the bottom all the way up. Okay, let's say you've got red here, okay, or eventually amber, and you need to work on you are what you eat, okay, which is the first 3 zones in your questionnaire. What you can do is a 14-day sugar detox. Okay, now sugar, we've talked about this all the time. Set yourself sights on 14 days where you cut out any refined sugar, fruit and alcohol, okay, and include there any white carbohydrates. Yeah, we really want to cut them out, and any hidden sugars. Get rid of the sugar completely, because it's going to take you 14 days of pretty much abstinence to get off that. All right, to make a huge difference in your in what you're eating, okay, and to get you out of red into the amber and into the green. Okay, next thing you need to focus then is sleep, where you've got to really start valuing the sleep. Let me bring me up. Really start valuing your sleep, okay, because until you start to value it, you're never going to improve it. It's always the thing that we're quite willing to ditch first of all, where it's like, it's just a bit of sleep in it. I'll just sleep less, or I'll sleep faster, which is what Arnold Schwarzenegger said, okay? But it don't really work like that. You really got to value it and then make it work. And then the next thing that you can do is you can, hang on. You can start working on your default meals, okay? So in your Conquer Food online platform, there's a section there in your food facts part where there's the default meals that I used to eat when I was managing weight, and it gives you some ideas of how you can kind of put your default meals together. And I also talk about some of the basics of nutrition. It's a great little video section. If you've watched that default meals part, then let me know and just give me a comment. Did you find it helpful? Have you taken any of those default meals on yourself, or have you created your own? And let us know. See what you come up with. Sounds good to know what to start working on first, rather than trying to work everything out at once. This is the idea, Rebecca. There are so many places to start. Intuitively, and I don't know if you was on the training last week, but we talked a lot about, if we're going to sort our health out, we're going to sort our fitness out, we've got to do the counterintuitive, not the intuitive. We want to hit the gym, right, and starve ourselves of calories. Am I right? Am I wrong? But that's what we want to do. We think if we do that, we can sort this shit out, okay? That is not the way to do it. The counterintuitive thing to do is you work through a questionnaire, you find out whether you're toxic, your gut health sorted, your sleep's bang on, you're eating the right, you're not over consuming sugar, you're sleeping well, you're drinking enough water, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Okay, working through all those, and the byproduct is you will be able to lose weight better. All right, and easier, and you know what? You're gonna fucking live a damn sight a lot longer as well. You really are. So this is what it's about. A constant saying that I'm saying all the time. Something I'm constantly saying is, you either make time to get healthy now, or your health will force you to do it in the future. The shitty thing is, right now you can do it on your terms, and in the future it's not going to be on your terms. Yeah, there's going to be other stuff going on that's going to be pretty much out of your control, and maybe it's even too late. Ooh, on that dreary note, let's carry on going. Hang on, what do we get to? Sheet only. Here we go. So default meals. Next one. If you've got red or amber in the stress, remember we're working red first, then ambers. Working in. Okay, I was talking about this. Some of our long-termers at Bootcamp, they've been here longer than 12 weeks now, and they have got this idea that it's about the volume of training, it's about the amount of training you're doing, Now, it isn't. You know, when you're training well and you're training right, you should get away on like 20 to 40, 45 minutes every day because your intensity is up there. Okay, and that's working out, right? I say every day, you probably get away with every other day, to be honest, you know, because remember, exercise is just the catalyst to speed up your weight loss and your fitness and your health. What we're talking about here is working in. Working in is anything where your heart rate barely raises, okay? Or you can maintain a conversation with your friend. So it might be a long walk, it might be a gentle swim, it might be a yoga session, Pilates, it might even just be sat on a bike, pedaling away quite steady and reading a magazine. It might be sitting in the sunshine in the park reading a book. It could be sitting on the beach. All these different things. Maybe even just sitting and meditating, and not really thinking of anything, just relaxing. This is working in. So if you're stressed, we really need to focus on what you're doing to work in, and almost forget what you're doing to work out, because that may be counterintuitive. You might be having what do they call it? Diminutive. What do they call it? Diminishing returns. Yeah, you might be getting diminishing returns, thinking, I'll go to the gym, I'll smash it out, but all you're doing is sending your cortisol through the roof. All you're doing is triggering ghrelin, which is your hunger hormone, so you feel hungrier, and actually what you need to do is perhaps just come off the accelerator a little bit and start working in a bit. All right, so think about that. Meditation, walking, light stretching, naps. Geez, when I was in the boxing squad and we was training 5 or 6 hours a day, I would have naps whenever I could. Literally, just every lunchtime I'd have a nap. Every afternoon I'd have a nap. Just needed little naps, little power snoozers. It doesn't mean you're a grandma or a granddad because you're having to have naps. It just means you're looking after your health. Okay, and so massage can help. EFT. Emotional freedom technique, we may go into it in the future. There's loads of it's about tapping different places, and there's loads of videos on YouTube, or you might find a practitioner in your local area. Hypnotherapy can help as well, but it's about all these softer things, these softer things that really help you sort of alleviate stress, so have a little think about that, what we're saying in the box here. When we just got to the hotel. No worries, Claire. You can catch up. Sarah, good to have you along. And Yara, the crazy Israeli. Good to have you along, Yara. Actually, it's good to have you along, Yara. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're keeping your fitness up. I see you doing your clean and jerk and all that. Okay, so you're getting the idea. Next one, circadian health. Right, let me bring up the thing. If you need to sort out, if you've got red or ambers in your circadian health, value your sleep. What about stimulants? Whatever it is, whether it's coffee, tea, Coca-Cola, alcohol, all these other chemicals that you put in your body, nicotine as well. Can we cut back on those? Get yourself into a routine. And I think the important thing with regard to routine is you have a set time you get up and you work to that. And you keep going until you're getting yourself out of bed without an alarm clock at the time you want, okay? And just keep at it. And how many people are like snoozers? How many people like hit the snooze button every morning? Who does that? Let me know in the box. But basically, if you think about this like mentally, and when we're talking about goals and sticking to our goals and achieving our goals, getting up in the morning is pretty much our first goal, unless you lie. Sometimes I'll lie in bed and I'll do some of my my words are just dropping out of my head tonight. I can't remember. It'll come to me in a minute. I'm not even going to stop thinking about it. So you lie there, a couple of positive thoughts before you get out of bed, and then get out of bed. But it's like your first task. And when you hit snooze, you failed. You failed your first goal of the day. And, what in your head, what you're kind of saying to yourself is, well, it don't matter about any other goal because it's just all become acceptable, So, we need to be avoiding that. You still brilliant for what, Cheryl? What are you saying? Okay, we're gonna carry on. Establish routine. Have a tech fast. So turn off your phone, put it in the next room, put it on airplane mode or whatever. You could even go so far as to turning off your Wi-Fi router. There's other bits and bobs that you can do. It depends how far you want to go at this stuff. I'm going to take a little picture because I can't show you because it's on the back of my computer. But you can even get there's all sorts of different stuff, from special sunlight light bulbs, grounding mats. I have a little filter on my computer. Let me just get a little picture of it. I have a little. Let me bring up the thing. Okay, so I've just taken a little picture. I have a little filter on the back of my computer there, that little black dot there, and it filters off some of the radio waves, and I found that when I started to filter off the radio waves, I put like a blue blocker on my screen and on my phone. I'm just sleeping a whole lot better, and my nickname at camp, people think I'm a vampire because they never see me eat and they never see me sleep, right? And my sleep was shocking, but I did a few little daily changes and completely changed the way that I sleep. What we got? I snooze till the last second before I have to get out of bed before I'm late. Even though you're dropping words, still brilliant. Thanks, Gerald. That's really nice. Actually, I still can't think of what is it when you say positive affirmations. That's what it is, positive affirmations. Sometimes I lie there and I'll do my affirmations, in the morning before I even get up. I set my alarm early so I can snooze. Love a good snooze. It's probably a little bit different though, Laura, innit? If it's a planned snooze. Paul is like full-on she's like a full-on snoozer, She's like five or six snoozers, If I don't get out of bed immediately, I wake up, I could stay there all day. I'm retired. Monica, best answer yet. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, let's crack on. Let me get the questionnaire back up. This one. Blue blockers. So with the blue blockers, I'm gonna show you again. There's software that you can put on your screens now. The phones come with the blue blockers on. I have got over here. You're going to love these. Here's my little blue blocker glasses. I know I look like a right geek, okay, but basically with these glasses on, when I'm getting towards sort of this time at night, and I want to read and I want to, do some work on the computer or whatever, I'll usually turn off my lights, light the candle, okay, candle light is much better. I put my blue blocker glasses on. Okay, and what it does is it cuts out blue light, this blue light in here. And the reason why blue light can affect our sleep and all this kind of stuff is because our eyeballs will pick up, it will focus on or register colour at the front of the eye, but it registers blue light at the back of the eye. So there's this constant fight in the eyeball to focus on these colours, and it can fatigue our eyes, gives you eye strain, and it can keep you awake at night. So with the blue blockers, which I know make me look like an absolute geek, it stops the blue light, okay, and I sleep better. So no one said sorting out your health, you was going to look great, okay? No one said that. Okay, what's next? Blue blockers and then a wind down period. Yeah, so give yourself a wind down period where, just as its name suggests, you're not thinking too much. If you're somebody that reads, get something like an autobiography at night time rather than some like a self-help book that gets your mind going. This is one of the things that I did for a long time. I read about an hour every day, about half an hour in the morning, about half an hour in the evening, and I was reading like self-help books and business books and marketing books and health and training books and all this kind of stuff at night time. And then I'd be like, oh, I've got to go and do something with this, and I'd run off and I'd put it in a present, I'd do all this kind of stuff. And then I started reading much more like, I don't read fiction. which just like disgusts Paula. But I just can't. I see it as a waste of time. But I read autobiographies and biographies and that in the evenings, because it's not stimulating my brain, but I'm still reading, I'm still learning lessons, and I'm learning about, key people in history or whatever. Okay, so that's what I do there. Next thing then, let's bring it up. I know I'm going on a little bit here. You are when you eat, so it's about establishing a routine with your food, reducing the amount of times you need to call on willpower, or you reduce the amount of time that you need to make a smart decision, because it is hard. It is hard, especially sort of lunchtime onwards, because your willpower is so low. So establish routine there, become more intuitive. So just paying attention to what your body is telling you. We lost track of that because we're hyper connected with phones and computers and all this kind of stuff, and we're just so connected. We don't got a clue what some feelings in our body are like. And here's the thing. Well, so for example, we can get embarrassed. We can feel shame. We can feel guilt. We can feel happy. We can feel sad. And all these things just seems confusing, and we interpret it all as hunger, and we think, oh right, I need to eat, and that'll sort it out. So if we become more intuitive, we'll learn, about how we're feeling. Drink plenty of water. Alternatives to fill your time. Okay, so there's some tips there. Like I said, I'm gonna send this out. Right, we're gonna move on to these other three. Okay, so detoxification, fungus and parasites, digestive system and health. Okay, so digestive and health, a couple of things that you can do. A good quality probiotic. Start taking omega-3s, especially if you've done lots of dieting in the past. One thing that can really, like I said at the start, when you first start on a weight loss program, you can actually put weight on. If you've done lots of dieting in the past, you can put a little bit of weight on as the body starts to work out what you're doing and starts to regulate itself. I've seen it a lot, and then in time it then starts to get a grip of it, and then your weight starts to fall. One way that you can speed that up is by taking lots of omega-3 fish oils. Okay, same again, good quality one, as higher quality as your budget will allow. Zinc, glutamine, and whole natural foods, all going to help with this digestive system thing. Okay, so but I dare say if you've tackled all the reds in here, by the time you get to here, you can make some pretty quick changes in with very little effort. Fungus and parasites. So many of us have got fungus and parasites in our body. You can do, there's things that you can do. I'm not going to go into now, but a parasite cleanse. You can do kidney cleansers, liver flushers, all this different types of stuff. And Thieves is like it's an essential oil that will help with like fungus and stuff. And now the difference between like a cream or an ointment is that if you've got fungus in your skin, let's say you've got athlete's foot, the minute you put cream on, the fungus will retract away from the cream, whereas the essential oil, it doesn't repel the parasites. They just sort of start bathing in it, like oh, this is great, and then it sort of clears them out. So there's Thieves, there's other stuff as well. Tea tree oil can help. So we may go into this a little bit more. If anybody comes back with fungus and parasites, let me know, and we can have a little chat about that. How do you feel about this idea that you got fungus and parasites in your body? I'm quite interested to know. Let us know. As well as that, who's got dogs? Let me know who's got dogs in their family. And the second question that is, who's got dogs and they allow them to either lick the face or eat off the same plates that you eat off. Right, just let us know. And if you don't want to let me know because, whatever reason, you don't have to. But I'm going to talk about it. What is the best probiotic drink? Never had one and been dieting for 23 years. You know what? The best probiotic drink that you can get is kefir. We was talking about it before. Chloe, what you're being sick about? Is that the fungus? Is that the fungus that's give you a little sicky face? So, quite often, like the Actimel and all that kind of stuff, you're kind of wasting your time a little bit with that. You just want a good quality kefir, which is like a unpasteurized goat drink, milk drink. which you can start taking. But if I'm honest, Laura, you may not. If you start to take like a good quality probiotic tablet, it doesn't have to be a drink, because with the drink, obviously you're taking in some calories and giving a bit of a spike to the insulin as well. With a tablet, it's a little bit easier, and it's not everybody likes kefir. I do, but not everybody likes the taste of it. Hopefully that answers your question. I have a dog, it licks my face. Janet, coming to that. Nothing kisses me that licks his own rear end. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so dogs can carry a particular germ, microorganism, like bacteria called Garda. And Garda is a very, very aggressive bacteria. And what it can do is it can burrow in through your skin. So if you've got, and the dogs carry it in Garda in their mouth. So if your dog licks your face, the bacteria can burrow into your skin, and then that's how they get into the body. So they're in the body, as like a parasite and a fungus. The other thing as well is if they're eating off the same plates as you, the bacteria, the Garda, can sit on the plate, and even boiling water won't get rid of it. I think. Do you know what? This is a complete guess. Don't call me out on it, because I'm telling you now that I may well be way off the mark here, but I think it's something like the water needs to be like 300 degrees or something like that to kill the Garda. So even if you put it in a dishwasher and all that kind of stuff, you still may not kill all the Garda. Now, I don't like the idea of those kind of germs and that on my plate, and I certainly don't like the idea of it burrowing in from my skin. So that's that. So fungus and parasites, like I said, if you have got any red in there, then give me a shout and I'll kind of talk you through it. If you don't want to talk to me about it, you can. I'll write it in the comment box. There's a lady called Hulda Clark, Dr. Hulda Clark. Some of you might have heard of her before. Basically, she did lots of experiments. It was a little bit wacky, okay, but she did a lot of experiments, I think in like the 50s and 60s, about parasites, liver health, kidney health, and all this kind of stuff. And she does, like, she has a range of tablets that you can get to do like a liver cleanse, a kidney cleanse, a parasite cleanse, and all this kind of stuff. So I did that. I did like a parasite cleanse not long ago. So Claire's caught malaria in Africa, so I have the dormant parasites in my liver from that. Yeah, definitely have. And that will have some effect, Claire, But I dare say, again, I may be well off the mark, but I think it's in the region of 70% of us carry parasites in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so you might be on your own with malaria, but a lot of us have got these parasites. How does that feel? Would you, knowing that, would you want to get rid of it? You would think you would. Right, okay, last little bit, because we've done nearly an hour. And I said this was going to be a short one. Last one is detoxification, filtered water. Okay, it's one of the big reasons why I've moved to the Virgin water filter machine, triple filtered. Dead easy. You pay it's like £20 a month or whatever, and you got this machine. It's instant boiling water. All your water is just stripped of all the toxins, and you can drink it. So filtered water, eat breakfast, wash your veg, herbal teas, more raw fruit and veg, eliminate white foods and poor oils. Okay, so they're the steps to kind of go through if you're on like your little detox, Okay, so a lot of these interlink. Like I said, eliminate white foods. I've got up here. Okay, so down the bottom here is, we want to be cutting out the sugar. Well, your white bread, white rice, white pasta, potatoes, bananas, all that kind of stuff is all going to help with the detoxifying the body. Okay, so they're the steps. I'm gonna share this picture, like I said, with all the steps on there. How do I'll do it in a minute. I'll do it after this thing, and I'll post it in the group. So look out for that. How do you do these cleanses? There's loads of different ways. She actually has this machine, like a zapper, and it's called a zapper, and you can zap zap your body. But I've never used a zapper. The other thing, it's just a range of what do they call it, like holistic remedies, like herbal remedies. So black walnut husks and stuff like that, and you just take a series of tablets, and you if you're interested, I'll go and get the information sheet, but it'll take me 2 minutes to nip downstairs and get it and bring back some of the tablets. If you want to see it, and I get more than 2 people say yes, I want to see it, then I'll nip down and get it. You might just have to entertain yourself for 2 minutes. But yeah, so a series of tablets, and you kind of step up the dose, okay, and then that's it. There's also another thing that you can do is with the essential oil thieves. You can, it's just like an essential oil, as if like you put in an oil burn or whatever, and you can just put a couple of drops on the back of your tongue. It's not as effective as the full course of tablets and the zapper and all that kind of stuff, but it can get rid of a lot of bacteria. So you can do that for a couple of weeks. Might be a stupid question, but why is eating breakfast so important on the detoxification? It's because there's a link that I would have to look up and just clear up in my mind how it exactly works. But there's a link between triggering certain systems in the body involved with detoxification, and having the breakfast will trigger that process. Like I said, I would have to dig into it and find out a proper answer for you. But it, as a broad brush, that's what it's about. It's about triggering those things. I will have it on my notes, which I can dig out afterwards. Hopefully that answers the question. Yes, very interesting stuff. Right, I got thumbs up and interesting. Okay, I'm gonna put. I'll leave this sheet up on the thing. I'm gonna be 2 minutes. I'm gonna turn my microphone off. When it comes back on, I will have the stuff. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I'm just going to bring up my thing. I've got the tablet. I'll show you the tablets in a minute, but I've not got the worksheet. Must have ditched it. Okay, but basically, here's one of the tablets. So cloves to start with. Just it's a big ingredient in the thieves. It nearly blows your head off. But there's cloves. So there's cloves. The Super W blend. I'm not entirely sure what's it. Oh, wormwood. Yeah, wormwood blend. And then the other bit is green black walnut blend. Okay, so it's walnut husks. So there's like 3 tablets, and what you'll do is you'll start off and you might have like cloves every day. You might have 1 clove one day, 2 cloves the next, 3 cloves the next. And basically there's a whole series in the information sheet where you work through having all these different tablets, and by the end of the course you give yourself a good little clear out. Okay. This other stuff, this bag of white stuff, this is Epsom salt. This is from Hulda Clark. Also talks about a liver cleanse. A little bit controversial. Okay. Different people have got different ideas about it. All I know is I did a liver cleanse and I felt amazing afterwards. But it's pretty horrific. If you want something fun to Google after this, Google liver cleanse, all right, and have a look at some of the liver stones that come out of people's body. Incredible. So what we got? Me too. If not, I can refer to Dr. Google. Yeah. Can we order these tablets before coming to camp? Yes, Cheryl, you can. And the thieves you can do at camp, all right? If you're thinking of doing like the thieves drops on the mouth, you can do that at camp, okay? And I really would sort of really consider do that. If you're going to do like a liver cleanse, a kidney cleanse, or anything like that, you want to give yourself a week afterwards to kind of then do camp. All right, but they're not things that you should be doing at camp, really. Okay, but we'll give it a go. So how's everyone getting on? Laura, fill in the silence. It's good. Good, thank you. Serious cravings today. Could eat a scabby donkey dipped in chocolate. Chloe, where do you get that? Okay, yeah, Cheryl. These tablets and everything are. You can't. I think you order from the States anyway. I think she's got a shop in London. You may even find that you can get these easier and quicker in Amsterdam than you can in the UK. But have a look at that. Right, okay. I drink tap water because I don't believe in buying water and filling my bin with plastic or glass. Can I buy a British water filter? Yeah, you can. You can. It's one of those things where there's a spectrum of everything, isn't there? You know, and tap water, we just need to be getting off it. It's just full of toxins. The next thing that you can do is you can get yourself like a British water filter or something like that, and you can buy your filtered water. I've run out, but I normally have until I got my filter machine, a 6-pack of Evian or some kind of spa water that I drink from. Now, yes, it's in a plastic bottle, but it's fine. It's better than tap water. It's a turn of the dial, if you get my analogy. And then the next thing is kind of moving on to like something that's distilled or something like that. So it's whatever your budget will allow and your ethics and values will allow as well. I mean, I'm a tight northerner, and for years I was like, I'm not bloody buying water. Get yourself some Council Pop and all this. But now, I know the toxins that's in tap water, and I either drink San Pellegrino or filtered water. Very rarely will I drink tap water now. So yes, you can is the answer. I missed a bit about the pills. Stella, you can watch the replay, but we were talking about parasites and fungus. This is not the greatest place to join this conversation, but clearing your body from parasites and fungus. And you might think, well, bloody hell, who's got them? But we reckon there's about 70% of the population who's carrying some kind of parasite or fungus. Yes, there's going to be a replay, so don't worry about that, Stella. Thieves' less effective parasites and Epsom salt is liver cleanse. Yes, that's basically a summary. I would start with Thieves though. It's probably the easiest thing to get. And this, when I ordered this stuff, it took, I think it was about 7 to 10 days to arrive from America. So in the meantime, you could be doing the Thieves, and don't get me wrong, Thieves taste like shit, but it's better than the thought of having parasites in your body. Okay. Right. How are we doing? Ding, ding, ding. I'm just having a little look through my notes. Guys, so we've done about 50 odd minutes here now. How is everyone's attention, their focus, and all that kind of stuff? How are we doing? Are we good for another 10 minutes, or do you want to just get into this questionnaire and then we can do like an hour of like office hours, messages on the Facebook group afterwards, or what? I've basically got one slide that I think you would benefit from looking at, especially if digestive health and gut health is something that you think is going to feature in your questionnaire. So what do you think? Or I'm happy to kind of wrap it up. It's one of those things where there's loads I want to get out, but I also am very conscious that last week's training was like 2 hours, and it was too long. Some of the feedback that I got, it was just a little bit long, and I don't want to be like that. Right? Cheryl's saying she's good. Chloe's saying whatever's best for anyone else. If I get one more, we're going to go for it. Okay, and it's up to you whether you jump off or not. So. Whilst I'm waiting, I'm good. Right, Claire's in. You're all in. Okay, so let me get this little sheet up. This is the last thing I want to show you. Here we go. Right. So I'm going to move myself down here. What does it say under there? I don't know. Okay. Right. So 7 steps to optimal digestive health. Okay. you will all benefit from this. This is prime counterintuitive weight loss health steps. All right, this is not smash the gym, starve yourself of calories. It's not that. Okay, this is where your health is, and your byproduct is going to be a better image, the ability to lose weight better, control of your cravings, better energy flow, and all that kind of stuff. All right, so here we go. Some of them pretty plain talking, but first of all, eat whole unprocessed foods. Okay, so much digestion takes place outside the body today. You know, we can go and buy a Big Mac and we can swallow that and do fuck all with it, because the majority of digestion is done outside the body through cooking, preparing, processing, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we want as much whole unprocessed stuff as we can, especially stuff that's high in fiber, like vegetables, nuts, seeds, green leafy veg, especially because that's going to help with your gut and get everything flowing through your gut. All right, so I'm all good, looking forward to questionnaire, but not in a rush. All right, good. Okay, so that's that. That's the first step. Okay, that sounds like the basis of. Let me just shut the door again. It sounds like the basis of any sort of good, healthy eating program. Okay. Next thing, food allergies. Right now, you can go and have a food tolerance test and all this kind of stuff. However, you can just run through an elimination diet. So you cut out gluten, dairy, yeast, corn, soya, eggs for a week or two, and then see how you feel. Remember we talked about being a bit more intuitive. You know, how do you actually feel? Do you have like times when like all of a sudden you're just bloated and you're like, I'm not even eating a great deal, you know, or you seem to get like a red bit of psoriasis, a red rash, or you know, your sleeping is affected. All these different kinds of could be a suggestion that you have got food intolerances. Now, it doesn't mean that you've got to cut these things out for the rest of your life. You know, it just means that you've probably overeaten them, overconsumed them, and your body's just built up a bit of an intolerance of it. So quite often you can cut back on a lot of these things and then slowly start to introduce it again, and you can kind of get control over it. All right, so that's the next thing that you can do. Ooh, green veg. Can you eat too much? Well, you can, like, you know, it might make you fart a little bit, but no, loads and loads of green leafy veg. Just give it a wash in filtered water. All right. Treat infections or overgrowth of bugs. So, okay, so parasites, small bowel bacteria, and yeast can all inhibit proper gut function. So we've spoke about, you know, how you can tackle some of these parasites. I want you to do some of your own research. I don't want to get sort of bogged down in it too much, but you know, have a look at Dr. Hulda Clark. There's some stuff on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. See where it takes you. Experiment. You know, see how you feel about your health and be intuitive about how you feel. Okay, and let us know. Replenish your digestive enzymes. So as you can read there, when you don't have enough digestive enzymes in your gut, you can't properly convert the foods you eat into the raw materials necessary to run your body and brain. So you want a broad spectrum digestive enzyme, okay, basically a good quality probiotic with your food to solve the problem. Okay, so you can, same again, do a bit of research, digging around. If you find a good one, then share it. Rebuild the friendly bacteria, again with a probiotic. That will help you rebuild the healthy bacteria. Essential to good health. Omega-3s. Okay, now omega-3s are massive for healing inflammation around the body, not just in the gut. Okay, we can have inflammation all over the body because of the processed crap food that we've been eating, and omega-3s plays a huge part in healing that. It's also great for your brain power, and also great to initiate the fat burning ability of your body, especially if you've done lots of dieting in the past. Okay, so think about that. And then just a sheet only, gut healing nutrients such as glutamine and zinc to repair the lining in your gut so it could resume its normal function. Okay, so there's 7 things that you can do. Now, it'd be pretty tough to drop all those things into your life tomorrow. Okay, but remember, it's the dial. So, you know, what could you easily start off with? And it's a bit like, you know, all this is a bit like, it's a bit like your computer or your phone. You know, there's a they say, whoever they are, that you only ever use 80% or around 20% of the functions on your technology. All right, there's an all 80% that you just never even touch, you never even bother with, and you probably never will. If you think about your camera, your bloody this what you can do in the computer. I mean, I use a couple of programs and that's it. I barely scratch the surface in the ability of the computers and stuff. And it's a bit like this. There'll be a couple of things out here that you'll pick up and run with, and you'll be healthier because of it. And you don't necessarily need to think or pile loads of pressure on yourself to bang these out now. The first step of changing anything is awareness. Tonight is about raising your awareness of other facets of health and how we can create health from the inside out. And that's what this is about. Do you know what, Chloe? Just be consistent with your omega-3s is a great first step. You will need to cut out white carbohydrates and refined processed fast foods. Okay, you've got to, and like trans fats and stuff. But as well as that, omega-3s, good quality probiotic. So yeah, definitely. Right, so I can see a couple of people have dropped off. So I think we're about done. This is what I want to do next. I'm going to post a questionnaire which you can either print off or work through in the group. All right, and I'm going to take a little screenshot of both these slides, and I'll share them in the group as well. Okay, and then it's a case of you in your own time either do it tonight or do it tomorrow. Kind of working through and seeing where you are, and I'd be really interested to find where your reds are, where your ambers are, and if you've got questions, let us know. Okay, I'm going to put all these stuff into a new unit in the Facebook group. So when you look at the Facebook group, on the left hand side you'll see loads of little tabs, and one of those tabs is units. Okay, and they're like learning units. I'm going to put it all in there. Okay, so give me 5 or 10 minutes to put it in, and then we'll crack on. Right, and before we go, I just want to know how you found this session tonight. Okay, if you've got benefit of it, if you're quite interested, intrigued, if you expected this kind of stuff when you first started this coaching program, and as well as that, like how valuable it's been to you, because that's kind of what I want to know, that you're learning stuff that is of benefit. I've been in sessions where people have spouted off information to look really smart, and when you sort of look at it, you go, well, I can't really do a great deal with that, or it's just not even at my level. Why the hell am I worried about that when I've not even got this bit of shit in order? So let me know. Okay, I'm gonna head off and do that. As always, I'll stay on it and check the comments a little bit. Okay, and make sure that everyone's sorted and questions are answered. But for now, thank you very much for your time, and thanks for joining us, and I'll catch you a little bit later on in the group. Take care.